This work's called Hoarded Metaphor. It's a tree branch and it's clad in a copy of the farmer's flannelette nightie that I've worn to bed for several winters. And there's a snacks cracker dangling from it, like a lure. So I was quite interested in anglerfish for a while, in the way that anglerfish have the lure that attracts prey. So this was a slightly menacing, maybe Hansel and Gretel idea around luring someone innocent. But then is a cracker really that much of a draw card? I'm not sure. Kia ora, I'm Yvonne Todd. This is my exhibition, Diary of a Carrot, at the Arts House Trust. The exhibition is an assortment of food-related oddities. Food has always been something I've been interested in. My first experiences with staged photography came from a 1960s cookbook my mum owned, which was full of these really luridly saturated photos of like jellied salads, things submerged in aspic with piped scrolls of mayonnaise. I became aware quite early on that food was like a subject that could be manipulated in a range of ways, and that's something that I've always been interested in. The image here is called Insistence, and it's this sort of family structure where we have a carrot and a corn with their progeny, their little baby, which is a mushroom. And on the floor in this Victorian tiled fireplace, I've got a paper mâché series called Pea Sequence. I do like paper mâché, it's a very unpretentious medium. The peas and the corn to me are sort of ciphers of my suburban existence. I'm quite interested in things that have a really familiar, sort of comfortable quality, but how they can be sort of twisted slightly to become strange. This is a 1940s French kitchen buffet. I see it sort of as a support system for these little oddities that have been placed on it. And there's a jar of lime pickle lurking in the cupboard. And this is my Takapuna Normal Intermediate Home Economics exercise book from 1984. There was a preponderance of egg products in our cooking at intermediate school. I was quite careful to make it visually appealing at the age of 11. So it's a sort of a relic, but there's something of that New Zealand intermediate cooking experience in this book. And then a crystal with some more peas, and I was quite interested in bringing in ideas around the witchy, psychedelic, to intersect with a sense of drudgery. A lot of it came out of being in lockdown with 3 small children during the COVID era. I became really interested in this idea of survivalist doctrine within the domestic sphere. This is a recent series called Sullen 1880s Nibblers. So it's an AI-generated series of portraits of these quite unenthusiastic-looking Victorian women. They're sort of mindlessly probing these dainty little plates of food that are balanced on their laps. I was looking at photos from the 1880s. It's an era I have this strange interest in. European royal family members, such as Queen Victoria, they all looked very displeased. I read that Queen Victoria was a controlling mother, and that sort of maybe connected with this series. Their composure feels a little bit downtrodden. They're not partaking in the food. Some of the food doesn't look very appealing. This looks like cat food. There's some sort of strange AI food creations, and that really appeals to me because I've let the AI generated come up with its own types of food. But the women to me are one person. They're an iteration of one character. I'm really intrigued in AI. It's sort of, to me, as a scavenger. It probes the internet and gleans things to make these images. I also feel like they look like works I would make if they were photographs. So I think the facial expressions do connect with the photography work that I'm known for.